Some big things continue to be teased for the Bloodline, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out some topics with Mya Lesnar, Bo Dallas, and more. Starting things off with the latest big teasers for the Bloodline story. With Paul Heyman now out of the picture, Solo Sikoa has no one offering him any smart words of advice. Solo is now all on his own and living with the new creation he made with the Bloodline 2.0. In Solo's eyes, he's the ideal and perfect new tribal chief. But strictly looking at the character's actions from over the last few months, he's not an honorable tribal chief, and extremely fails in comparison to the prior tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Roman was by no means perfect himself, but at least he had honor, he had code, he appropriated loyalty, had a tremendous amount of respect for the elders of the family, and obviously brought championship upon championship back to the family name. While Solo Sikoa, on the other hand, has literally been the complete opposite of Roman Reigns. Solo has no honor, no code, no respect for anyone. He could care less about the elders, and obviously the Bloodline has not seen a single championship under his leadership. So taking all those things into consideration and comparing him to Roman Reigns, it's clear that Solo Sikoa has failed up until this point as the tribal chief. And considering that Solo has gone about this entire situation in the worst way possible for every single decision, we're to assume that karma and everything else will eventually make it back to him. Something that WWE has been stressing a lot within the storyline lately is that these three men Solo has brought into the Bloodline are extremely dangerous, and how Roman always knew they would be trouble, so that's why he wanted no part of them. So considering how they keep mentioning that idea, it seems possible down the line we'll see Solo's version of the Bloodline blow up on him due to his own family members going rogue on him, which would be perfect karma for him, since he went rogue on Roman Reigns and ruined everything Roman had going on. The other idea and teaser that WWE is alluding to through their articles and social media posts is that Jacob Fatu may be too much to handle for Solo Sikoa, and that Jacob will quickly fall out of control for Solo. And it's interesting that they're already teasing that, because that does make sense. The Tongas and Jacob were well behaved right now. They acknowledge Solo Sikoa in front of his entire world. They listen to his every command. But we just have to assume that there'll be a point where they'll stop listening and slowly tune Solo out. And it looks like Jacob could be the first one Solo loses control of. Jacob is getting a very special presentation, probably the biggest presentation out of the three members Solo's brought in. Jacob has also been given the label of the new enforcer for the Bloodline as well. And even that fact itself could be an ironic foreshadowing of what's to come. Solo Sikoa was once trusted with the Bloodline and given the enforcer position, and look how he went rogue and how that turned out. So what if Jacob, after being crowned the new Bloodline enforcer, ends up doing the same exact thing and disobeys his tribal chief? Tons of very interesting story directions and possibilities there with Solo Sikoa's new Bloodline. The entire weight of Bray Wyatt's universe and his legacy is now resting on the shoulders of Taylor Rotunda, also known as Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy. Braun Strowman recently spoke with 10 Count Media and said how he feels like Bray's legacy is in perfect hands with Bo Dallas. Strowman had this to say about Bo, quote, "Bo has always been one to keep to himself. I've known there's always been something inside of him. He's very unique. Almost he might be more unique than his brother, Bray Wyatt. He never really had an opportunity to show the world. I think the world got a glimpse of it this week. I'm getting emotional about it. I'm really, really happy for him. It's been a rough year for his family and everybody involved in that. So having him come back, carrying on the legacy of his brother, it's special." End quote. Some fans were very surprised by Braun Strowman's immense words of praise for Bo Dallas. Other fans even dug up some old interview clips of Bray Wyatt speaking very highly about his brother Bo Dallas. And in most of those clips, Bray was saying some of the same things Strowman was saying. Bray mentioned a lot about how he actually took tons of inspiration from Bo. Bray always said that Bo Dallas was probably the most overlooked and underestimated performer in all of WWE. And Bray said in plenty of those old interviews that once Bo got a fair opportunity, he would be able to show everyone the type of performer that he is. And now, all these years later, and Bo is finally getting a platform and massive opportunity to put everything he has on display with the Uncle Howdy and Wyatt Six story. And things with that group have gotten off to such a hot start. The Massacre debut will probably go down as one of those epic and chilling arrivals of all time. They then followed that up with the deep and emotional interview between Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas. And that interview segment was a piece of true cinema itself, because not only was it a more dark version of Bo Dallas interviewing himself, but they also found a way in that segment to touch on Bo's true feelings of losing his brother in real life, but at the same time, also tie everything back into the WWE storyline of why Bo Dallas himself was back in the company with his new family. So the story's off to a hot start, and those interview comments from Braun Strowman and the older interview clips from Bray Wyatt have a lot of fans even more hyped up now just to see how far Bo Dallas can carry this current project. Brock Lesnar's daughter, Mya Lesnar, has been going viral lately for all of her accomplishments she's been achieving in her athletic career. And usually in the stands of all those sporting events is her father, Brock Lesnar, standing by and watching. Mya recently spoke at a press conference and revealed what it's like for her to now be coming out of the shadows and having her father watch her. She had this to say, quote, "It's really not about my dad. He is one of the biggest supporters, but at the end of the day, I'm here to make a name for myself. I think I've been in the shadows for so many years, which is cool, I guess. To me, at the end of the day, what I want people to know is that he's dad to me. I don't look at him as this superstar of a person. Him just being in my corner and me being in the spotlight and him in the shadow a little watching me. That's super cool. This is not really going to sound good, but right after I won my NCAA title, he was like, take it all in, enjoy it, and then put it away, and we move on. Honestly, at first I was like, what do you mean? I had literally been dreaming about this day, and it was such an incredible moment. Then I thought about it, and that is how life happens. You win some, you lose some, and it's important to recognize all the hard work you put in. But the biggest thing he taught me was do not let your trophies or anything you've done change you as a person. I've tried super hard to be successful, but also to not have an ego or to not be grateful to the people that have come into my life or the things that I've done. It sounds super cliche, but I guess I just moved on and I'm ready for the next thing. That's how he's always lived." End quote. So it's very interesting to get some insights on how Mya is on this type of advice her father gives to her and how he shows his support. Mya is continuing to get a lot of media coverage for all of her great accomplishments, and everyone expects that to continue for a very long time, just like her father. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.